Hi everyone, this is Balazs from Racing Brick. Today I'm showing you the first Speed Champions set from the June 2024 wave. This is the Mercedes-AMG G63 and Mercedes-AMG SL63. I already did a preview of these here some time ago, I hope you saw it. Now it's time to check out the builds in details. We have the two cars on the road with the city skyline in the background, so nothing special there. On the back of the box there's another view with some close-ups and the two real cars in matching color. Let's see what's inside. The box is pretty thick, the set has 808 pieces, the price is $45 or 50 euros and it will be available from the 1st of June, but you can pre-order it now on lego.com, you can find the link below. Oh, okay, we have a problem here. Apparently one of the sticker sheets is stuck on the back of the manual, I can barely get it off. So, not a disaster, it's just the background that got stuck on there, the stickers seem to be fine. I still think LEGO should come up with something better to package these, even in smaller sets like this one. So, there are 6 numbered bags, a separate one with the rims, 2 manuals and 1.5 sticker sheets. There's nothing extra about the cars in the manuals, but that's not new. Here's the parts list if you are interested. Let's start with the first one. Here's the base, nothing special so far, added the first sticker as well. This is the assembly with the exhaust pipes added sideways. Another snot assembly with the stickered AMG logo and a small wing piece used sideways as a diffuser. The rear end is taking shape, we have a lot of curves on several levels. Even more curved parts, this time printed, forming the taillights and the stickered Mercedes logo in the center. The design of the seat is simple but elegant, this is our build at the end of bag 1. The steering wheel is in place. I added brackets to the sides and a few large classic bricks to fill the center section. It's a printed 1x1 tile as the navigation computer, this is a new design for this set. The side section has 3 stickers, was not a fan of the smallest one. We are starting to cover the front part, these new tiles are useful. This one is probably supposed to be the engine cover with the other AMG logo. More printed parts for the front. The assembly is mounted upside down with a clip, probably the first interesting solution of the set. Another funky little assembly with a printed cheese slope. Now it's finally getting tricky. The rod holds everything together. We have round 1x1s held by a minifig neck bracket, the printed logo in the center. This will be the 3D front grille, very nice. Printed headlights, a rather unusual 1x1 tower mounted sideways on the hood, then the middle section that opens but in a strange way, more on that later. The mirrors have been added, then comes the windshield, again something to talk about soon, and here are the wheels, the first one is done. Funnily enough, we have 4 small printed spares, with 2 of the cheese loaves with the symmetrical design. So we still have 4 bags left for the second build. This is quite unusual as I can't remember a Speed Champions double pack that had more bags for one build than another, but you probably have a better memory than me. Okay, this car has a very unconventional start. We have a couple of Technic bricks here, then a 16 module long cross axle, 9 Technic bricks, yet another Technic assembly with a twist. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like it. We used a whole bunch of narrow plates to have a 5 module wide base, and then the chrome exhausts. I think these parts are new in this color. This car will be huge by Speed Champion standards. We have a full 9 stud wide base. I was secretly hoping to have some sort of suspension with the cross-axle core, but apparently we will be attaching the parts together. And now it's definitely fixed. We also have green and red color coding for the 2 ends. Trust me, that can come handy. Adding some funky offset layers on top of each other, then lots of jumper plates and a very special way of shaping the fenders with the hinged elements and the tiles, we are at the end of bag 3. A few tricks on the floor, studs that constantly change position and a surprisingly large Technic brick in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but we have a crazy number of half stud offsets in this middle section alone. This tricky construction will hold something important at the front. We have a 1x2 plate for the side with a tiny AMG logo printed on it and 2 black minifigure roller skates as door handles. We also have the AMG engine cover in this car. Yeah, and I realized that I accidentally skipped 2 pages, so I quickly added those parts. This is what it looks like at the end of bag 4. The car has 4 classic minifigure seats. This isn't the first 4-seater in the Speed Champions line, but definitely the first with 4 of these. Added a whole bunch of stickers to the rear assembly, including the taillights unfortunately. I really like how those slopes mounted sideways match the fenders, it's a cool detail. Those 1x1s with a bar will play an important role later, keep an eye on them. I'm currently building another tricky assembly where the parts are secured with Technic half pins, stacked discs sitting on a bar, and the whole thing is held in place by that yellow rod. But not only that, our previous central assembly is also plugged into the modified 1x1 brick, which suddenly makes it much more stable than expected. We add the printed headlights to the front, then comes the dashboard with the computer screen and the steering wheel, and here comes the slanted openable hood with a big sticker on it, end of back 5. Now comes the magic trick with the windows and the bars on the side. The assembly snaps into place and there's just enough room to tilt the windows a little. It's a very nice design solution. Here comes the rear window. It's not my favorite part of the car. The spare wheel has the last stickered piece in the middle, then we go to the front and add these fairly new wedge slopes. The windshield is now in place and we have brick-built A-pillars this time. 2 windshield wipers, mirrors, and we are nearing the end because we still have to build the roof, which also has a few tricks. The way you mount it is pretty unique. We just need to fit the wheels with these new wheel covers and we are done. So here are our finished Mercedes-AMG vehicles, and here are the 2 drivers with matching outfits and stylish looks. I'm sure they both had to work hard to be able to afford these cars. So, at first glance and from a certain distance, I think the cars look pretty good. The convertible has nice curves all around, a decent interior, and I really like these wheels. The G63 is a massive black block on wheels, unexpectedly heavy, but it definitely looks like a G-Wagon. Removable roof, clean interior, even some cargo space. Both have a detailed brick-built front end, so what more do we need? Before I start my rant, let me take a moment to say that this is my personal opinion, which may not be the same as yours. This may sound like nitpicking to some, but since Speed Champions is one of my favorite LEGO teams, and the design team has a proven record of creating stunning designs with clever building solutions that I already highlighted during the build, I also reserve the right to share my disappointment with some things. So, the G63 looks pretty good from certain angles, like this one or this one, but when you look at it from the side and compare it to the real car, there are some issues. The proportions aren't right, the wheels are too small, the windows as well, and the hood is way too slanted. From this perspective, it looks more like a Hummer H2. The rear section with the window has these big gaps that shouldn't be there at all. Yes, I understand the technical reasons for this solution, but the look is still off. The build feels pretty solid, by the way, even the complicated hood fits well for me, although you may need to adjust the windows a bit, then push down the rear end where the 2 connecting studs are, then it should be okay even if you turn it upside down. You shouldn't grab the car by the hood though, and be careful with the A-pillars, I managed to knock them off a few times. The hood can be opened to reveal the detailed engine bay, which is also a plus. On the SL63, the opening center section of the hood is very odd, I don't think it was really necessary. The car is otherwise fine, except for the windshield, which again looks nothing like the original. Yeah, I understand very well the limitations of the material and the scale, and the designers can't ask for new parts for every car, but if something looks very off, then maybe it shouldn't be turned into a set. So, I have pretty mixed feelings about this double pack. The G63 looks impressive and huge, it's by far the biggest Speed Champion set to date. Previously we thought these were big, well, not anymore. There were a lot of very clever and interesting building solutions. It really was a very entertaining build. The Roadster, on the other hand, is simple and I would almost describe it as boring. Usually people say that the Speed Champions double packs have a hero car and a sidekick that you have to buy if you want the main build, while in this case it feels very true. But this time even the main build has some flaws. Despite all the cool techniques included, the end result seems a bit off. But hey, maybe it's just me. If you like the look, if you think they are worth the price, then buy them and build them, because from a building experience perspective, this one really is a blast. Please let me know your thoughts, folks, in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, because I have 2 more June releases to review. You can expect those videos very soon. See you next time, bye bye.